Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this series from Small Victories by Johanna Basford using Black Widow pencils. We're coming to the end. Well done if you've been colouring along. I hope you've been having fun with it. They are quite short and sweet, aren't they? But hopefully that's been good. For some of you might prefer that, I'm not sure. Now this flower here, I've been having a little ponder. And I was thinking that the little tiny petals that are behind could be a slightly darker colour than the ones on top. And I thought we could play around with a few different pinks. I know, hark at me doing pink again. Let's start. I don't want it to be really dark, but I'm not quite sure whether my swatch chart is accurate in how it's showing me the pinks because it's faded a bit. So this is the bubblegum, and I'm going to use this for the ones at the back. So I'm going to make them quite dark here and then try and fade them to the tip like that. It's quite a vibrant colour, isn't it? Brighter than I expected, but that's okay. And then we're going to get some lighter pinks for the next set. I might use a tad of this, just to tie it together. I'm thinking because these are underneath, they'd be more shadowy. I'm going to put a little bit of this just around the centre here. I think it might be a bit shadowy here. And then I'm going to leave that alone. I may come back to it because, you know me, back and forth. So that was bubblegum. I'm going to use Pretty Pink next, if I can find it. Nope. There it is, Pretty Pink. Now I'm going to give it a sharpen. I am going to go over those little ones that we've just done, just like this, just going over the top of them gently and working all the way around. Just burnish those ends a little bit. My parents were saying they're going to go away on holiday soon. It was making me think again about holidays. And I'm definitely going to take one. Just a small one. But at home. I think I explained this in a previous video in this series. I may have already taken it by the time this video goes out. I'm going to use the pig's ear. I love the name. It's just so funny. And I think it's quite a pale one. Pig's ear. Pig's ear pink, I mean. And so my plan is to sort of get ahead with work. What I actually decided was I would try to stay computer free for most of the day. So I would take the holiday on the days that my husband and son are at work. And while they're getting ready for work, like husband doesn't leave till at least 9:30. I'm going to get an even lighter one now. Bear with me. Bliss. There it is. So I thought that'll give me plenty of time to catch up on my emails. Excuse me. I'm actually going to finish off with this one. I'm going to go all over the whole of the petal, just making sure I filled in all the areas, but I'm going to just put a light layer on the tip so that it looks a little bit lighter, hopefully. And do any other answer my comments and all those little liddy bits that I do and things like that. And then when he leaves for work, switch it off and then not put it back on until I've had my tea. So I've got to think about what am I going to fill all that time with. And I think it's going to be really interesting, you know, just to experience some time without technology. You know, having technology free time is really valuable, apparently. I rarely do it. I'm looking for the lavender. Nope, that's not it. There it is. I'm going to use it for the centre of the flower. No. I want this to look darker on the edge. and then lighter in the middle. So I'm going to layer it up a lot here and then put a much lighter bit in the middle. So that outside row is much darker than the next one, and the middle one's very faint. There we go. Now our leaves. So yes, I've got a lot of things that I can do. I can just sit in the garden. I never do that. You know, I could sit and have lunch, cup of tea, cup of coffee in the garden. Wow. I could do some singing. I could read some books. I'm looking for my next colour. Promise. I'm going to grab the wizard. Is that him? No, where are you, wizard? There. Got books to read. Could do some yoga. There's all sorts of things that I could potentially do with that time, and it'll probably only be 3 days. I find it so tricky to fit very much in when everyone's here that that doing it for more than that I think would be quite difficult. I'd have to carry a mobile device with me at all times because that's how my family contact me. So I would want to check that one particular, they use Discord. So I would want that on. I have a notification on that. It's on my desk at the moment in case anyone needs me because no one's here. I'm going to use Fizz next. Just got to find it. Is that it there? Yeah. Here we go. Fizz. Woo. It's a character in Coronation Street, isn't it? I haven't watched it for a long time. So yes, so I think it's going to be really interesting. And I was thinking, as husband doesn't leave till 9:30, and I was going to put it back on after tea, which is at 6. I'm only going from 9:30 till 6:30, which isn't really that long each day without having a computer switched on. But I think I am going to find that it feels like a really long time. You know, I might arrange to meet a friend, although I don't normally meet her on days when people aren't here because, well, I don't know. Sometimes I prefer people to be here so that when I go out, they can all look after each other. Yeah. Green slime I'm going to do for the belt. But I think it's going to be interesting. Husband has been talking about wanting to go and stay somewhere. There's a particular place but he wants to go to, but I think it looks a bit spooky. It's like a house that's let out, you know. I don't know why I've got it in my head that it looks a bit spooky. I've been in it, in the ground floor, but not into the top floor where the rooms are, you know, the bedrooms. But I just feel it, I don't know. I think I'm being a bit silly. I think it would be amazing. I think it would be really, really good. But the problem is it books at least a year in advance. You have to really time it right. So it's something to think about though. But I don't think the kids will want to come, although there's 3 bedrooms. So they could, and it's silly expensive. So, you know, as these things often are. But we'll see. It's worth thinking about that one because it's not too far away, because driving is tiresome, isn't it, for a holiday? Anyway, I'm going to go keep thinking about my plans, and let me know if you holiday at home. What do you do? What do you do to make it feel less like you're at home, you know? Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a super day and happy colouring.